Happy holidays to all. Thank you so much for joining me here today. The first things that jumped out with me on this trailer, it actually reminded me of Memento. And I know that everybody's jumping on this, and I'm kind of a little bit late in the game, but I still wanted to give my 2 cents on it because I love Chris Nolan so much. This guy was making Star Wars films when he was a kid, and I love to see those Star Wars movies, by the way. I remember when people were kind of going nuts when the first Force Awakens, when that was announced, and people were just going nuts trying to think of who would be in line to direct new Star Wars movies. And my first thought was I would love to have Chris Nolan direct a film about the invention of the hyperdrive. I mean, imagine that. That would be kind of a fun thing to see, the invention of the hyperdrive and its fuel and what it was. Perhaps it takes place on a planet before. When space travel was just brand new in the galaxy. I mean, I don't know. That's what I would see if I were to see Chris Nolan direct a Star Wars film. That's what I would like to see. So, it looks like he is redoing Memento. I wonder if they're just gonna repurpose the original or they're gonna redo the entire movie. That would be very interesting to find out. And it would be a shame, especially because of Guy Pearce, and because his original show was splendid. I'll get back to you on that. So, but as far as Dunkirk is concerned, I just wanted to kind of say, I mean, it was such an interesting phenomenon of a film. Like I loved the. I think I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I had to work to enjoy it. Because it's as as some people had said, that it's like you're being put into a situation, you're being thrown into a situation and they're reacting, and that's kind of what they're doing. That's kind of what's happening here, is that they're just reacting to this situation, they're reacting to the story, and there's not like really a huge plot. I mean, obviously it's just these 3 different timelines that were fused together in this bizarre twisted way. I mean, for some reason it ended up working, and I need to see it again because I only saw it once. But anyway, just so I knew that he left me at kind of a an on the edge moment, a moment where I wasn't sure what his next film would be. Was he going to take it in a further, more bizarre direction? Is he going to take this into a kind of a more abstract point of view? Is he going to get more abstract with this filmmaking and with his concept of timelines and all these other things and story in general? Is he going to I was anticipant about that, at least. And so hearing this, coming to this film and seeing this and I loved Interstellar, and but anyway, my point is that I got into him first when Memento came out in 2000. So I've been following Nolan for a long time, and The Following, which was another film that was made in '98, I think it's still just as good. I enjoyed it. It's just bizarre. It's about some bizarre criminals that are it's a kind of a cerebral crime thriller. So apparently, according to The Verge, this is the most ambitious film. That's what he says, at least. Chris Nolan's Tenet, a movie set within the world of international espionage, of course, finally has a first trailer that sheds some more light on the director of the 11th film. And of course, people have said that a lot of people are speculating that it might be in the same universe, or perhaps a spin-off or a sequel to Inception, of course. So that's... I don't think it will be, but just because I think he's all about having a one-shot thing, and that's just my opinion. I'm not sure. Maybe he is doing a spinoff, but I don't think he'll connect them. He might have things that are slight hints, but I think he to me it seems like every time he does a new film, he wants to do something new. I mean, from what I gathered and from what I read, apparently he really had a hard time with dealing with Warner Brothers, having to do the Dark Knight films, because he enjoyed doing them, but they were kind of like, that was his workhorse, and the other stuff was more fun for him. So he's definitely an artistic filmmaker. And the first trailer sheds some light on the storyline, which has been kept under wraps for quite some time. It seems like John David Washington's character is trying to prevent a third world war, but it's unclear what that entails. Like other Nolan projects, an element of time travel will be introduced in order for Washington to achieve his goal. That means meeting up with characters played by beloved actors Nolan has worked with in the past. Michael Caine, and the trailer includes some beautiful shots. Apparently, it's shot in 7 different countries, and this is shot in 7 different countries. So Nolan fans should be very happy. International espionage. Of course, some people said that Inception was kind of like James Bond meets The Matrix, or, you know, some people have said that, and I can see that. Let's see. There are elements of Inception, the director's critically acclaimed and beloved heist within dreams film of 2010, and wisps of Memento. So that's what I actually first thought of. I really thought of Memento. Okay, so apparently, John David Washington is Denzel Washington's son. He's a former football player, so he's like apparently like athletically like ridiculous, and just like super incredibly able and willing to do all of his stunts. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Robert Pattinson, of course, you know, Kenneth Branagh's in here. So Kenneth Branagh is involved, of course, because, I mean, you can tell that he's good friends with Chris Nolan, because he was in Dunkirk. Elizabeth Debicki, Michael Caine, of course, Clemens Posey, Himesh Patel. Yeah, he played Jack Malik in Yesterday. Apparently, according to an interview, Chris Nolan did say it's his most ambitious yet. And I think it's because, personally, I think it's because it's costing a lot. I mean, that's probably why, because if he's filming in 7 different countries, that's going to cost a lot of money. And he's doing probably a lot of big stunts. That's just my guess. I could be completely and totally wrong.